Do not attempt to adjust your set. This is a Streaming Freedom video bulletin. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. For today's Skyrim mod showcase on the PlayStation 4, I am doing a continuation of the mods that I have been uploading for a while now, and that is an ArmorRecolorTest test that is by the mod author Cyan49. I am uploading it in part to help Cyan49 as he has asked for help from the community with either pictures or videos because he's unable to see the results of his work on his PC, as well as for you, the Skyrim community itself, if you happen to be looking for recolors of either the Dark Seducer armor, Golden Saint armor, or Vagrant Robes. With that said, let's get into the video. So this mod can be found in the Work in Progress section. The name of it is ArmorRecolorTest1, and it is by the mod author Cyan49. This is the 5th version of that mod, and again, it is a work in progress. He has changed the Golden Saint armor A3 and Dark Seducer armor A3, the Vagrant Robes A1, A2, and A3. He has added Vagrant Robes A4 and A5, Golden Saint armor A8, and Dark Seducer armor A9. He says he wants to make armor A3 light blue instead of silver. A8 and A9 are a darker red. Cyan also goes on to state that if the Vagrant Robe Series A looks good enough, that he will be creating a lot of color variations of that in the future. So, as we always do, we will start off by taking a look at the vanilla Dark Seducer armor. This is the completely vanilla version, what it looks like in game. As you can see, it has a black chest piece and a green skirt. Now, if you are somebody that has previously downloaded one of his color variations and you do not want to lose it, then do not update the mod, as he has been changing it almost every day. Or if you are somebody that likes what you see in this video, then you will want to download this as soon as possible so that you can get particular ones that's in this. And again, remember, these are works in progress as he continues to change the colors. So this is Dark Seducer armor A1. As you can see, it's a very dark red, almost blood red, I would say. Top and bottom, they match. All of the A series, the chest piece and the skirt will match in color, and the B series will only have the chest piece changed, and it will still have the dark green vanilla skirt. So that was the A1 of the Dark Seducer armor. This particular armor I think would look amazing for a vampire build. That red really suits itself for either a vampire build or a vampire follower. Here is the Dark Seducer armor A2. This, as you can see, is a light pink. Now the sunlight is kind of washing this out a little bit to where you have some white in it, but I do believe that is the sunlight that is doing that. I tried to make certain to shoot this in the exact same location and under the exact same lighting conditions each time, going so far as to change the weather to a really bright day. I figure it's the best way to help him so that he can see the changes that he's made, that they're not thrown off in any way. So I always try to shoot this the same way. That's why this armor always looks washed out, because she's in the same place and around the same time of day. So that was Dark Seducer armor A2. This is Dark Seducer armor A3, and I must say I really like this here. This is a very beautiful blue. As you see, it has a blue chest piece and a matching blue skirt. The buttons on the skirt are visible. On some of them they're not as visible, but this one they are. I think this is a very beautiful blue personally. So this is, again, very beautiful blue. Really outdid yourself on this one, Cyan49. So that was the Dark Seducer armor A3. Now we'll take a look at Dark Seducer armor A4. And this is a hot pink, dark pink variation of the armor. This looks really good for the pink, shows up a lot better, I think. Again, the sunlight though does kind of wash it out, but while this doesn't really suit Lydia as much, it does look pretty on her. I just tend to like her in dark colors more. It would still look good on many other followers.
Still here.
Also, Please make certain to comment in the comment section if you have a particular favorite, what you like, what you don't like. I'm certain Cyan would enjoy any feedback that he can get on the creations as he's asked. Here is Dark Seducer Armor A5. Now this looks to be a gray chest piece with a gray skirt. However, I do believe this is actually white, and what makes me believe that is the pearl that is on her neck. That pearl is only visible on the Dark Seducer armors, but usually the color of the pearl is the color of the armor piece. So I just think that this particular armor makes itself look that way, but I do believe this is a white. And I do want to also thank the couple of you that commented on the previous video with things that you liked or would like to see, because again, any feedback that he can get, I'm certain he would appreciate, because he's wanting feedback from the community. So I just wanted to say thank you for that if you happen to be watching this one as well. So here's Dark Seducer Armor A6. Now this is a nice green. I like that it is toned down. This is like we saw in the previous one that he did. It's not nearly as loud, and I think it works really well for the Dark Seducer armor. I could definitely see this being used in a role-playing of like a nature build, an elf build, things of that nature, or with followers that would have that kind of skill, or healing skills. I could definitely see this armor being used for that. So that was Dark Seducer Armor A6. Next we will take a look at Dark Seducer Armor A7. And this, I am very glad he kept. This is one of my absolute favorites. It's a dark blue. You see it's a dark blue chest piece with a matching dark blue skirt. And this is one from the previous one. And thank you so much, Cyan49, that you kept this. I just really like this. I also really like the other blue that I've seen in this video. But this is still one of my two absolute favorites. I think it looks amazing on Lydia.
I've got your back.
So that was the Dark Seducer Armor A7. The next one is also one of my absolute favorites, and he kept in it, and that is the Dark Seducer Armor A8. And again, thank you Cyan49 for that. This one is a dark purple, and the reason why I like it is because it's close to the black. I'd actually like to see an all black one that would be a black top with a black skirt matching, but this one is close with a dark purple chest piece and dark purple skirt to match. I think Lydia looks really good in the dark colors of the Dark Seducer armor. This really suits her skin tone and body really well. So I'm a big fan of this because it keeps the overall look of the Dark Seducer armor.
Still here.
So that was our look at Dark Seducer Armor A8. Again, I'm very happy that he kept this one and the previous one, as they were my two favorites from the last one. I think they look really good on Lydia. So we will now be looking at what I believe is the last one in the A series for the Dark Seducer armor. I believe this was just added in with this update, Dark Seducer Armor A9. And this one looks to be an extremely dark red. A little too dark for my own personal taste. I like the first red a lot better, I'd say. But what are your thoughts on it, please, in the comment section down below? Do you like this more than the previous red? Do you like it less? Again, you need to remember that he cannot see the results of the colors that he's creating. That is the reason for these videos, and I'm certain he would appreciate any feedback that he can get, being as he is asking for feedback from the community. So next we will be taking a look at the B series. Now with the B series, only the chest piece will be colored differently. The skirt will be the vanilla skirt that is in game. So this first one is a red for the top, and again the skirt stays vanilla. However, the buttons will always match what the top is, whatever color that is. So as you can see, it does have red buttons that accent it. Myself personally, I'm not really a fan of the vanilla version of the skirt. I much prefer it to all be one color, or I would have thought that if Bethesda could have made it like, say, either black to match the top of the vanilla version, or say a dark brown to match like her boots or something to look like leather, I would think that'd look a lot better. I don't know why Bethesda chose that green, but I'm not really a fan of it. I still really like, this is Armor B2 in Dark Seducer. I do like this blue. I still really overall, of course, like this armor for obvious reasons. I just have not been a fan of that skirt. So my own personal taste, I definitely like the A series in this armor better. But the B series is still nice, and the buttons are showing up much better on this one, I think, than they did on the previous one. And the blue is still a nice one. I still like the blue on the A1, A2, I think it was. More so, though. It was a really pretty light blue. So that was Dark Seducer Armor B2. Here is Dark Seducer Armor B3. And this, I really like this purple here. I think that is a good purple for it. I don't remember us seeing a purple in the A series, except for the dark purple. I think it was two pinks. I could be mistaken. But see the brown there on her boots? I think that would look really good for the skirt. I don't know why Bethesda didn't go with that and kind of have it like you know, leather on there or something. Because that's what that looks like. That's supposed to be. But they went with green for whatever reason. I'd actually like to see a all-black version of the Dark Seducer armor that the top and bottom would match. This is Dark Seducer armor B5, and this we have seen in the previous builds. This is a gold version of the chest plate. I do believe that it looks like there's a lot more black in it this time than in previous builds. I could be mistaken about that because I can't always remember one day to the next exactly what they looked like. But for some reason it just looks like there's a lot more black into it, in it this time to me.
Still here. What do you want me to carry?
So that was the Dark Seducer armor B4. Next we will take a look at Dark Seducer armor B5. And this one I do believe is supposed to be white. I'm going by the pearl that's on her neck. But the armor itself, there is a lot more white in it this time, but it still always has kind of that gray look. I think that's because of the overall black that the armor was created, that it really can't be helped. But the buttons on the skirt and the pearl are definitely white, so I do believe that's actually what this is supposed to be, as I've called it gray in the past.
Still here. What do you want me to carry?
I do believe there is one final one in the B series for the Dark Seducer armor. Yeah, B6. And this is another green, as we saw previously. This time, however, a much brighter looking green than what we saw in the A1. So, in the comments section, between the two greens, which one do you like better? Which one do you think looks better on the armor? I personally think the A1 kind of toned down green looks better. And on the Golden Saint armor, I'm actually the opposite. I think the lighter green looks better because it brings out the look of the Golden Saint armor better. But what are your thoughts? Which one do you prefer? So that was the Dark Seducer armors. That was the final one of them. Next we'll be taking a look at the Golden Saint. Now I do not have the vanilla Golden Saint armor to show what that looks like in game because I'm a fan of the Dark Seducer armor for obvious reasons. I do like this. This is A1. Again, just like with the Dark Seducer, the Golden Saint armor will have a matching chest piece and a matching skirt. I am a fan of this red on it. I do think this looks good for the armor. This again, for my own thing, would be good for, like, say, a vampire follower or a vampire build, I think. It just reminds me kind of, it's got like this real blood red look to it every time I see it. That's what I think. So this is the Golden Saint armor A1. Next we will take a look at the Golden Saint armor A2. And this one again is a light pink, and the white that you are seeing in it, that is most likely from the sunlight. As you can see on her shoulder pads, the one continues to have the pink color it's supposed to, while the other one is completely washed out, and they would be the same color. So that is the sunlight causing that to happen. But again, this looks to be a light pink.
What do you want me to carry?
So that was Golden Saint Armor A2. Next we will take a look at A3. This is Golden Saint Armor A3. And I must say, I really like this one. This actually is the best that I've seen the Golden Saint armor yet. This is a absolutely beautiful blue, and it does what I really like in this armor, that when you look at the chest plate, you can see what looks like the reflection of the trees and stuff, the environment around her as she moves, which looks really nice. But overall, I really like this. I think this is a very beautiful blue. And actually would it make me have her in that armor for a little bit where I normally would not. That, again, personally, to me, that is very beautiful, very well done. Golden Saint Armor A3. Next, we will take a look at Golden Saint Armor A4. And this one is, again, a hot pink. I think this pink looks much better in the armor than the previous one. It does show up better, too. Also, for those wondering why the gauntlets and the boots aren't colored, I don't know because I haven't asked this, but my assumption is, especially because he is unable to see the results of these when he makes them, it's much easier to change and get the way you want it to look on the chest piece and skirt, because that's actually the same piece, or I think it is. Next, let's take a look at Golden Saint Armor A5, which is a green. And I do like this green on here. But in any case, getting back to what I was saying, that it's much easier to get it to where you like it, to finalize it, instead of also then having to take the time to work on the gauntlets and boots, which are separate things that you would then have to recolor all the time. So that is my guess as to why the gauntlets and boots haven't been recolored. Although I think the vanilla versions of the gauntlets and boots work just fine with this armor. But I know somebody was commenting wanting to see it all the same color. And I think that's why. I don't know because I haven't asked or anything, but I do believe that's probably why. It'd be a lot more work to constantly be having to change those as well when you don't know if what you have is finalized or not, if you like it the way it is. This is a 6, I think it was, and this, again, is a very beautiful blue. This is kind of like the other blue and the other one I really like. So I'm a fan of both the blues on this set of armor. Very good. Just like with the Dark Seducer armor, I liked both the blues on it too. But actually, in the two, for the two blues, I actually do think the other one looks even better on this armor. It was really beautiful. What are your thoughts in the comment section? Which blue do you prefer for this armor? But both, I think both are very good. And yes, that was Golden Saint Armor A6. I definitely think some of these colors, matching with the ones that we saw yesterday, are some of the best that Cyan49 has done so far. Golden Saint Armor A7 is the dark purple that we saw on the previous. Now, I'm actually not as much a fan of the dark purple on this armor. I think it looks better with a much lighter purple. But I, again, really like that dark purple on the Dark Seducer armor because it keeps the overall look of that armor, the dark aesthetic of it. But I do think it's nice. I just think that on this armor, the shiny looking brighter purple just suits it a lot better. So that was Golden Saint Armor A7. Not certain how many more A series there is in this. If that was the last one or... okay, one more. A8. I think this one's a new one. I don't know, I think we might have seen this in there before, I can't remember. I think this is the same red that we saw with the last one on Dark Seducer, but it's working better on this one, because it's not as dark, so it's a little bit more noticeable that it is red. I'd say this would kind of match the color of the first Dark Seducer armor on the A series. I don't know, what do you think? So that was the last of the Golden Saint A series. Now, I'm not exactly overly certain what the difference on the A and the B series is on the Golden Saint armor, because the chest piece and the skirt always does seem to match to me. But I know there is a difference there. So this is Golden Saint armor B1. It is a light pink. Between the two light pinks, even though the air one always gets washed out by the sunlight, I still think the other one is kind of prettier than this one is for the armor. My own personal tastes. This one's just a little bit too dull, because this armor to me just looks better shiny, and the Dark Seducer armor looks better like dark. So that was Golden Saint armor B1. Here is, I almost went to my go-to, which is the Dark Seducers. Here is Golden Saint armor B2. Now, I am definitely a fan of this. This purple, this looks really good on this. I really like the coloring of it. It's not too dark, not too light. I think it complements the overall look of the armor very well. What are your thoughts on it in the comment section? Do you like this? Do you not?
I'm right behind you. What do you want me to carry?
So that was Golden Saint armor B2. Next we will have B3, and it looks like there's one more after that. This is Golden Saint armor B3. And again, I do believe that this is a white, but with this armor, it always just reminds me, I've always been a fan of this because it's like that classic look of an armor, like Nordic Steel or something, but a lot lighter, because I think Nordic Steel is a lot darker. But I just really like the overall kind of classic look for an armor like that. So always a fan of that one, but I do believe that is white.
What do you want me to carry?
And I do believe I said there is one more. This was Golden Saint armor B3. Yeah, there's one more. Golden Saint armor B4, which is a green, and I'm a little mixed on this green. I think it looks a little bit different than the green we've seen on this armor before. It's still nice, but it doesn't seem to have the reflection as much as it did before. I don't know. Again, I could just be remembering it wrong. But I think there is a little bit of a difference there that I've seen from it previously. So that was all the Golden Saints armors. I'm going to go ahead and stick her back in the vanilla version of the Dark Seducer armor. And then we will take a look at the Vagrant Robes, which there are new color variations for, and we will do that on my character Aragon. Thank you, Lydia. So now I'll switch this to a third-person view. And we will take a look at the Vagrant Robes. And again, he made changes, I think, to pretty much all of these. So, let's see here. As I go through my list, here we are. Vagrant Robes A1. Previously, this has been a red in the last couple of builds, and yes, already I can tell this is much, I like this much better personally. The previous ones, it's not washing it out. We see we have red with orange accents on the sleeves and legs, brown pack, and this looks much better on the robe in my personal opinion than the previous reds. That's really well done. The other ones were a little too vibrant for that robe. That robe does kind of look like it should be old, worn, and beat up. Here is A2, and again, this is so much better of a yellow than I've previously seen in my own opinion. And also something I really like here is that is some really unique looking design that is on the upper body there, those lines. I don't actually remember seeing that before. It probably was there, but it was kind of washed out by the overall color of the yellow. I really like that. So yeah, personally, I think that looks so much better than the previous yellows that we've seen in it. Very well done. Here is Vagrant Robes A3. This is a purple. Again, a unique design that I haven't really seen before there. That might actually be the same as the other, but the purple is bringing it out more because I'm noticing the scratching on the leather, which I've always really liked on the other robes, the kind of like a worn, beat-up look to it. Again, really nice looking. I definitely think these Vagrant Robes look the best that we have seen of the Vagrant Robes he's done so far. Here is a 4 in orange with orange accents on the sleeves, and again that unique design that we had seen previously on the yellow one with the brown pack. Just overall, much better in my personal opinion on these. They look fantastic this time. They really look more like what the robes would look like, I think, that you'd see people wearing. The beat-up nature of it, this is, I think, A5, I wasn't looking. The beat-up nature of it is why I would think these robes would look kind of duller looking because of the leather and the way it looks. And Omega Fraz Gaming, you just messaged me on PSN, am I doing a video? And yes, friend, I am, so I will have to get back to you after I'm done. If you happen to see this, I don't know. This is, I really need to start paying attention to this. Hopefully, Cyan, you are. This is still my personal favorite on the Vagrant Robes. It's got orange accents on the sleeves and the leggings. I really like the brown beat up, scratched up leather on the chest. Again, this has been for the Vagrant Robes. I could see my character in this. I really like that. That was B1, and here is Vagrant Robes B2, which is got a yellow accent on the sleeves and the leggings. Between the two, I still think the orange on it looks better, but I do like this one as well. I could definitely see my character, though, in the orange. But overall, the colors in the A series, I think they personally think they looked a lot better. What do you, friends? What do you think in the comment section down below on these new Vagrant Robes? And I don't think that's going to show up in the actual recording, but Omega's messaged something again, claiming I'm creating a masterpiece. It says I'm creating a masterpiece. Well, no, I'm not, but well, she looks like a masterpiece. So anyways, friends, I hope that you found that entertaining. If you want these, again, you probably need to get them sooner rather than later because he has been updating them frequently. I guess once he gets it to the point that he likes, then he'll start adding them into what I would say would be official mods that wouldn't be works in progress. And Cyan49, I hope that this was a help to you. And thank you for creating these. As well as thank you on those ones that you kept in that I really liked. And I know some other people that commented liked as well. I'm really happy to see that you kept those in. I was worried about losing those when I updated. So friends, thank you for watching the video. I guess Omega Fraz Gaming, I'd better reply to you. And take care, everybody. Thanks again for watching. Oh, and Cyan49's channel will be in the description box down below. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. Peace out.